Let us now consider a sequential prisoner's dilemma game. For simplicity, take the payoffs from the public goods game and assume there are only two players who can either contribute 1 unit or 0 units to the public good. The players move sequentially, so first player 1 makes this contribution, which is observed by player 2, who afterwards makes this contribution. A selfish second mover will never make any contribution, and if the cost of contributing 1 unit, 1 minus gamma, would be higher than the moral motivation G, then also no compliant second mover would make a contribution. So let's consider the case that moral motivation is higher than the cost of contributing 1 unit. Assume that a compliant second mover would conditionally cooperate, which means he will contribute if and only if the first mover did contribute. Then the expected gain for a first mover from cooperation would be kappa times gamma minus the cost of contribution 1 minus gamma. This means a selfish player 1 can be induced to contribute whenever the complier's share is above the threshold 1 minus gamma divided by gamma. Then both a rule-utilitarian and complier optimal norm prescribes a compliant player 2 to conditionally cooperate and a compliant player 1 to contribute, and also a selfish player 1 will contribute in the resulting norm equilibrium. If the complier's share falls below that threshold, no selfish player can ever be induced to contribute. Now rule-utilitarian and complier optimal norms differ. Since the behavior of selfish players cannot be changed, but still total utility increases if more players contribute, a rule-utilitarian norm prescribes both the compliant player 1 and 2 to unconditional contribute. This means a player 2 shall contribute even if you observe that player 1 did not contribute. In experiments, unconditional cooperation of a second mover is however almost never observed. Under complier optimal norm, a compliant player 2 can always conditionally cooperate. A compliant player 1 contributes if and only if the complier's share is above another threshold given by 1 minus gamma divided by 3 gamma minus 1. If the complier's share lies between these two thresholds, then it's not selfishly rational to contribute as a first mover, but a compliant player 1 will still be asked to contribute because there are sufficiently large positive externalities for a compliant second mover. A normative interpretation of that result is that if trust has positive externalities, then it's complier optimal to trust to a stronger degree than is selfishly rational. Stylized facts from experiments are as follows. Second movers either conditionally cooperate or never cooperate. Since the complier optimal norm never prescribes unconditional cooperation, it seems to be a bit more robust towards the stylized facts from experiments than rule-utilitarian norms. If we would observe a subject both in the role of a first and a second mover, our model would predict that those subjects who act reciprocal or conditional cooperate as a second mover are also those subjects that trust more when they are first movers. This prediction is in line with recent experimental findings by Altman et al. 2008.